Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second cast of the day. A 1 versus 1 on Angoville. And we are in fact going to be seeing right there Stephenn versus Donniechan. Donniechan taking on for the Panzergrenadiers for the 17th SS versus Stephenn of the Americans of the 4th Armored Division. A rather tense fight going to be ahead. Also, quick warning, there might not be an Eastern Front modcast tomorrow. I'm simply lacking replays, and partly due to the university work as well. And university have begun. I don't quite have as much time to go. Desperately looking through the Eastern Front mod forums, looking for replays in such great detail. So my apologies right there. Again, it might still happen, but I can't really give any guarantees. So quick little note there, and again, there's not a lot of replays on that format anyways. Engineers moving up. We are seeing Panzergrenadiers going aggressively in as well on Angoville. Also note Stephenn runs his own stream as well. Quite interesting. Certainly a good player. He's about rank 16 with the Americans, for example, so he definitely knows his way around. For example, playing the Americans, of course, against the Panzergrenadiers. Position up here against the Panzergrenadiers. Pulling back. Gewehr 43 equipped. In the name of the fatherland, additional Panzergrenadier moving up. Additional riflemen moving up. And these poor chaps are getting caught out in the open. A bit of grease gun fire, and they do alright. Of course, the thing to remember about grease guns and Pioneer MP40s, all those little tiny submachine guns, is they essentially do the same amount of damage as the Volksgrenadier MP40s. The difference is they're a lot less accurate, but still they can do the same amount of damage if they actually hit. And of course, close up, they do have a decent chance of it. So again, something to be slightly cautious of, trying to secure there. Small movement up here by Stephenn up the western flank. Panzergrenadier sneaking up here and could be catching these engineers. Forcing those away with some good German fire. Schwimmwagen advancing. In fact, Donniechan is in fact using a Schwimmwagen and not a Kettenkrad. This is interesting. Additional Panzergrenadiers on the way. We are so far seeing 3 squads with a 4th on the way. So in that sense, probably more the usual sort of thing. Heavy Panzergrenadiers. Rather than getting caught a bit. 4th squad out in the name of the fatherland. Stephenn might of course be pondering further riflemen. So far though, only 2 squads. 3rd on the way. Panzergrenadier down, caught out in the middle. Clutching his stomach and screaming for sanitators, but there are none. Rifleman moving up. Panzergrenadiers moving in. Slight engagement right there. ED sneaking up. Getting caught here by 5 Panzergrenadiers in the name of the fatherland. 1 down, 5 left. So far minor skirmishes. Not entirely sure what Stephenn is intending. Perhaps more of a strategy of harassment, delays. So far they're running into a bit of problem with Donniechan, in particular focusing on the east again, probably because both victory points are there, at least 2 of them are. Which of course could also make it a bit easier for him to defend, in particular with also the buildings. And we are seeing a 5th squad out, so that's a very heavy Panzergrenadier strategy out for Donniechan and the 17th SS. Rifleman taking up position there, opening up, and the Panzergrenadiers advancing towards the strategic point. But of course they're going to not do quite as well. Further engagements over here. Panzergrenadiers and riflemen firing at each other. Could be seeing additional riflemen on the way for Stephenn, or what shall he be doing? So far Donniechan though is securing a nice chunk on the map, but so is Stephenn. Panzergrenadier suffering a bit here, riflemen moving up. Engineers moving up southwards. Rifleman down. Of course, this second episode of the is to celebrate 2,600 subscribers. Got a sudden boost of a lot all of a sudden after having had a bit of a slow period. But of course, that is nice. Always great with more subscribers. Incendiary grenades up. Oh, Panzergrenadier squad could be going down for Donniechan. This would be, yes, excellent for Stephenn. How does he actually want his name to be pronounced, I wonder? Rifleman moving in. Already won though. Veterans, he won. This is also great. Going to make him that much more threatening for the Panzergrenadiers. 1 rifleman squad away, but Panzergrenadiers are suffering. Donniechan troops of the 17th SS. Good from the Donniechan are taking losses. And riflemen could in fact sneak up here and go for this cut-off point, which would be absolutely excellent. And if he had another rifleman squad, he could also want to take up positions here and actually make it harder for Donniechan to retake. This is in fact a strategy I use occasionally against the Panzer Elite on Angoville. Again, this, sneak up here, strike through here, and then use this building to actually make it harder. Oh, he could be losing another. He lost another Panzergrenadier squad. Excellent. Stephenn, or again, whatever, is doing quite a lot of damage right there to Donniechan within the initial minutes of the game. Catching some Panzergrenadiers out in the open, although we are seeing an incendiary grenade going to burn out those Yankees. But rather heavy casualties amongst his forces. Training additional ones, but again, this is going to be rather painful if he's not cautious. Three are sent up at the same time for Stephenn. And there we go, going for that cut-off point. And again, all of a sudden, Donniechan has absolutely no access to all of the resources he is holding here. He is holding another Panzer squad moving in. These riflemen, though, are not in a good fighting condition. In particular, with the second squad moving in, another building or something like that would be a good idea for Donniechan to consider taking up now. More riflemen, engineers. Are there flamethrowers? No. Yes, there are, in fact, actually. Never mind.
The Yankees are grabbing our territory.
And a mine goes off. Ooh. This could actually mean that Donniechan has already made his doctrinal choice. He's actually gone for tank destroy, and he's actually laying down mines. With the Schwimmwagen, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Schwimmwagen, once it if you get actually tank destroy, it can lay down mines, but at a slightly more expensive cost than other mines, 35 munition. Still, it can actually catch a lot of Americans off guard because, well, they're not used to mines from the Panzer Elite. Not without ammunition, half-tracking those you pretty much don't see at all. If only very rarely. But mine down here for the cut-off point, excellent. Stephenn keeping up the pressure. Donniechan doing a bit of harassment, going for the fuel point. Trying to starve Stephenn of fuel, of course, in a response. Showing him what sort of things he might get. Lucky Stick Company going up for Donnie. I wonder what he could be planning. And going straight for the Panzer Support Command. He knows he doesn't have time to get armored cars. If his opponent's getting armored cars of his own, he's going to need something to stop it. And that requires the anti-tank half-track. Stephenn moving in. Panzergrenadiers forced away. 4 Panzergrenadier squads up. And again, 2 squads already down for Donniechan and the 17th SS Panzergrenadiers. Another engagement and another incendiary grenade. And the riflemen are getting forced out of their little hidey holes. Another mine right there. Next close to the American mine. Of course, having spotted it. Sneaky mining work from both players.
Panzer, we're losing a fuel depot to the enemy.
Going for the fuel point right there, pushing up with some engineers, but running into a rather severe Panzer position. Engineers down, and the rest are sent packing. And we are seeing a supply going up for Stephenn. Lovely. Mine goes off there, though, killing one Panzer, leaving the others heavily wounded, allowing the riflemen to advance, but straight into another squad of Panzers, this time with... Oh, and an incendiary grenade right there where they figure they might be. Again, loose, sending another squad of Stephenn and the 4th Armored Division away from the 17th Panzergrenadiers. Riflemen taking position up. Advancing. And 2 Panzer squads again, 1 veterans and 1 rifleman squad. This could go either way, although some upgrades for the riflemen could also work. And what is this? We are seeing the motor pool up. Good. But we're already seeing a lot of anti-tank half-track out for Donniechan. Quite interestingly enough. Which rather means that Stephenn's taking has perhaps been a bit delayed. Probably due to some nasty rifleman losses. And the Schwimmwagen burning a bit. It's not completely fireproof. In fact, the engine is on fire. No. And back to reinforcement. Minesweepers up, of course, now... Stephenn has to get minesweepers because he knows his opponent lays up mines with this Schwimmwagen, that bastard. And there we go, the motor pool is up. The anti-tank half-track, which by the way was actually a sort of a squad leader or platoon leader vehicle actually. Not really sort of meant specifically for knocking out tanks, but more for more entrenched infantry positions and such. So just a little comment right there. Riflemen advancing up, Panzergrenadiers retreating ever slightly. And then we go, the anti-tank half-tank opening up. Granted, the 17th SS didn't actually have a lot of them, but they did actually receive some from the reconnaissance battalions. that were attached from the 9th and 10th SS to sort of assist the 17th SS, probably because they were actually lacking in sort of half-tanks and other equipment, and probably also in experience, because again they were rather not fully trained. They only had about, I think it was 6 months of training or so, and not the full year or a half or whatever, year and a half they needed to actually become a fully trained SS Panzergrenadier division, which was a problem for newer divisions, you know, formed later in the war. They simply didn't have enough time before they were needed on the front lines. And generally it only became worse by stages where they only had a few weeks to sort of train as a division. That was about it. Panzer was though suffering a bit. Schwimmark managed to make it out of there. And there we go, the Greyhound has arrived, but Donniechan is being quickly forced back, losing a lot of territory. And there we go, full retreat right there for poor Donnie. And let's go have a look at Stephenn. Full rifleman squads, 1 veteran 1, an armoured car. 50 caliber on top, minesweeper. Apparently Donniechan is greatly surprised by this. How could you do this? This is cheating. You're not supposed to see my mines, you smelly American dog. Well, not entirely sure what else would be going through his head to sort of make that sort of, oh dear, how could you comment. Marder 3 on the way. Well, actually, by the later stages of the war, largely handed over to the infantry divisions for their anti-tank, although again earlier there were also for the panzer divisions. All the Germans generally tried to sort of have all divisions equipped with at least a platoon or a small company or something like that of motorized tank destroyers that are self-propelled, essentially, so they didn't have to fully rely on packs, since they of course knew something that could move on its own is a bit better than a pack that has to be moved around. So fun little fact there. The 17th SS was supposed to have Jagdpanzer 4 but couldn't have those. Well, they were delayed, so they had to do with the Marder 3. Armour car though destroyed, engine, and the Marder rolls in, opening up with its pack 40, and that Greyhound is going to Greyhound heaven. There we go, kaput. No doctrine for Stephenn. Suffering a bit here as the Panzergrenadiers are pushing forwards. Awfully close to hitting a mine, and yes indeed, 2 Panzergrenadiers down, 1 pinned, or suppressed actually. Anti-tank gun ready. And another squad of riflemen being forced away.
This rate will be taking Berlin by Christmas.
Advancing in the name of the fatherland.
We're losing a strategic sector.
The Marder 3 was essentially a combination of the Panzer 38T, which was a rather reliable Czechoslovakian tank, but which couldn't really get upgraded further sort of in the mainline away, so it was essentially converted into another lot of things, including the Marder 3. There's also the Grille, which was a sort of self-propelled artillery piece with a 150mm howitzer. There was also an anti-aircraft gun, of course, the Hetzer, which was also based on, again, that Panzer 38T chassis, which you don't really see much of here. And of course there's a Marder bit on it. Points being secured in the name of the fatherland. And of course with the Panzer command, he could of course equip some of his troops with assault rifles to more swiftly deal with Stephenn's infantry. Supply and upgrade on the way, that's good. He could also consider perhaps a medic station, perhaps around here. Nicely remote, though still of course close to the front lines, but again not something that Donniechan can immediately rush for. Would perhaps, you know, sort of thrust things in terms of attrition to more the favour of Stephenn. Squad pinned, flamethrowers of course. They can be quickly pinned. Rather than taking a bit of fire, trying to make it into the house. Of course there might be incendiary grenades. Rifleman engineers pushing in from the south. Flamethrower engineers, and there we go, veterans 1 for the riflemen. Anti-tank half-track firing away, and there we go, incendiary grenade from a Panzergrenadier lopped through the window. Flamethrower engineers rather trying to avoid the irony. And the riflemen also evacuate the building. But again, I mean, currently Stephenn is in fact holding most of the map. Now he just needs to ensure his best to sort of make it hard for Donniechan to counterattack. Barbed wire, tank traps, all of that could really make it much more difficult. Also, you know, not clumping about the strategic points. But again, defenses, mines, tank traps, barbed wire, all that, the more he can get, perhaps even some sandbags, the more difficult it is going to be for Donniechan to retake any lost territory. Of course, will Donniechan counterattack here with full fury and increase squad sizes, or will he be sort of trying to break up and open a new front here in the west? He's certainly moving in one squad, but he seems to be leaving the rest here again for another frontal push. And if only... Oh, he is actually getting the Browning automatic, never mind. But that could, of course, also help in holding back, particularly if he can get up some suppressive fire. That's, of course, stopping a direct Panzergrenadier charge. So far, though, Donniechan is not going for the assault rifles. That would definitely make him a lot more lethal on the move. Quite a bit of manpower being floated for Stephenn. He's also got armor. Perhaps, airborne would have suited him better in this movement. In fact, some strafing runs against a, charging in Panzergrenadier horde. Lots of dead or suppressed Panzergrenadiers. That could actually work. You could also go for a munitions point observation post. And there we go, going in after the Panzergrenadiers quickly and successfully sending them off. Lots of heavy automatic fire. Anti-tank gun pulling back safely. And a weapon support, and they're now going up for Stephenn, trying to drain the Panzergrenadiers through the sniper.
We're losing a point out there.
Donniechan is sort of prepared for everything with a much more mobile approach, including the anti-tank half-track and the Marder. So, of course, he's trying to sort of, immobilize the armored car before letting the Marder finish the job off. And it's actually probably a response to all of those Americans who now have a tendency of, going for Allied war machine, or for that matter, field repairs. No, actually field repairs. To just sort of immediately repair the damages of the shot that tends to knock out the armored car, at least immobilize it. Instead, going for this one so you can actually much quicker knock it out without field repairs. Putting it together, more incendiary grenades, another heavy assault by Donniechan and his Panzergrenadiers. Troops going down a bit. Riflemen evacuating the building. The house is on fire, even the roof. Temporarily. More mines going off. Oh, heavy losses right there. Riflemen, could be cutting down one squad, and another squad of Panzergrenadiers go down on the retreat, costing the men of the Götz von Berlichingen in another full squad. A rather desperate fight here with some firing out of the window. Incendiary grenades. Oh, and they're forced to retreat right through their own fire. And these chaps need to get out of there, although they are doing a bit of damage to the riflemen. There we go, and a full retreat from Stephenn as well. Victory point there needs to be captured, and I suspect we are... Ooh, he's actually using all of his manpower to get more snipers, and he's getting grenades. And an observation post, rather using all his manpower in one big go on a lot of different things to really, try and punish Donniechan's infantry, but at the same time he's going up for an armoured car. He needs his anti-tank gun back at the front lines as well to deal with that. Otherwise the Panzergrenadiers will do horrible, horrible things.
Grenades have arrived.
And is he actually trying to get off a sticky bomb? Questions, but Stephenn needs to get his anti-tank gun back to the front to stop those damn Kraut and their Kraut cars. And their Kraut guns, and their Kraut beer, and their little Kraut boots. Anyways, advancing up here, perhaps trying to draw him into the... yes, the mine. No! Suppressive fire! Cheeky from Donniechan, but the mine goes off. Several mines, in fact, going off, suppressing and killing a bit. Engineers retreated a bit too late.
Forces are taking casualties.
Less good. Anti-tank gun finally moving out. And again, if he'd gone airborne or infantry, I think he really could have done a lot of damage to all of these Panzergrenadiers, because Donniechan does have a bit of a nasty habit of blobbing them out a bit, or at least setting up in the way that could actually make them easy targets. I mean, generally though, when you actually get increased quarters, you also want to spread them out a bit further, because again, they're stronger on their own, and also thus, making them a lot less easier to knock out with one strafing run. Getting into the house, and grenade, pineapple, flavored grenade, yes indeed. The latest in grenade flavor technology. Oh, he should have gone for the one in the house. Now he goes, of course, too late. Panzergrenadiers, though, getting pushed away. Some heavy losses to one squad. Armor car, though, provides a bit of covering fire. Most excellently.
We got a full combat load.
Still, Donniechan is holding up a bit. He's getting more armored cars. Viel mehr Panzerspähwagen. Another squad of Panzergrenadiers falling down the central road. Die Panzergrenadier march on. And there we go, right. Come on, Fraps, be nice. And there we go, another push on several flanks. Sticky bomb on the armored car right there. Bit of fire from the Marder. Oh, he actually gets a few kills right there. Damaged engine. Will they be able to finish off the armored car? Yes, another squad moves in, trying to finish it off. Although there we go, sticky bomb. No, not sticky bomb. Perhaps if they just actually tried to just stand still and shoot it, they might have done the trick. But instead it does manage to make it back to safety within the aegis of the flak feeling base defense. Panzergrenadiers surrounding the riflemen, and Stephenn wisely retreats. Snipers, though, are not actually doing a lot so far in killing Krauts. So far, both snipers, all in together, have 1 kill.
We're losing a munition.
That's perhaps not the most efficient thing. Just saying. And again, Stephenn does seem a bit of a nasty habit of floating. You could perhaps, go for another supplied upgrade, go for another armored car, or, go tank depot. A lot of things you could do. Another anti-tank gun would also work well. Heavy machine gun, mortar. Lots of things you could do to try and make it a bit difficult. And again, not float resources. But let us return to Donniechan and his Panzergrenadiers. All lined up here. 1 recon run with a strafing run, and we could actually be seeing a lot of dead Panzergrenadiers again. I do think Stephenn might have made the wrong decision in going armor doctrine. I really do. Of course, I would love to be proved wrong, but I feel that might be the case. Armored car rolling out. Rifleman going down. Ooh, suffering a bit. No losses as of yet. Going in for that armored car. Will Donniechan be able to get out in time? Yes. Stormgewehren are now being equipped on an offensive veterans squad. That's actually going to be a bit of a nasty combination, although most prefer defensive. Offensive can also work, as it of course makes the assault rifle more accurate, fires more, and of course generally kills more in that sense. Sniping a bit there. Anti-tank gun needs to be there to provide covering fire. Panzergrenadier suffering a bit. Rifleman suffering a bit. Sticky bomb. Anti-tank gun. Oh, not quite set up. There we go, though. And, oh, sniper down. Sniper down. Scharfschütze sind tot. Mine goes off. Damaged engine. Sticky bomb. 2 armored cars down. 1 sniper down. Rifleman. Panzergrenadier is going down as well. Losses. Does Stephenn have any grenades he could lob into this mess? Rifleman squad needs to get out of there. The assault rifle causing absolute havoc. Oh, too late. Stephenn was too late in retreating. He also needs to get that sniper out of there. Again, be wary of the assault rifle Panzergrenadiers. And in particular also being out in the middle of the road. And looks like... Oh... And there we go. The assault rifle chaps probably were able to get them. Either that or the Gewehr 43s. Rather nasty loss. We are seeing a counter battery fire right there from the Calliope, hoping to do some damage. Not catching most of them. Again, this would also again have been an excellent situation for a strafing run. Oh, so many, but he's down to what? 3 rifleman squads and engineers, 2 engineer squads, and a Calliope. That's a bit of a loss right there from earlier, having an anti-tank gun, but also 2 snipers. And these Panzergrenadiers are desperately trying to get away with their booty. A bit of loot.
Yeah, wait, Hans, what is this verse back in Düsseldorf? Oh, you're with your ideas.
Anyways. Calliope on. There I go. Again, I think something earlier might also be a bit more of a trick here. I don't really think he needs Calliope as much because Donniechan isn't so much digging in as just continually pushing forward and doing a lot of damage every time. And again, you need something a bit more reactive than Calliope's for that. Tank depot on the way. That could work to Stephenn's advantage. Oh, nasty mine goes off there, and Veteran 2 rifle, of course, getting increased ranges on their sticky bombs. Very important thing to remember, and I suspect this armor car, in fact, yes, goes down even before they manage to get off the sticky bomb. Panzergrenadiers moving in, more riflemen. 5 squads now, actually. And another assault rifle kit being equipped. Oh, catch by Calliope fire. Down to 2 men, but they do manage to get a bit of veterancy. Further engagements over here. No assault rifles there to save these chaps. Just grenades and BAR fire. Mines as well. Lovely. Tank depot is finished. Stephenn, though, again, is still in a bit of what you'd call trouble. No attempt at a Panther fall from Donniechan. Mine detonated, of course, spotted by the venerable Schwimmwagen. 4 kills on the Calliope so far. Could do with a bit more.
Ready for orders.
And there we go, going in. And what is he intending to do with this Calliope? Nothing so far. Nothing at all. Engineers force away. Either moving up. Looks like another push up the east. More of a direct assault. Going straight for the Panzergrenadiers. Anti-tank half-tech caught a bit. Mines going down. We are in fact seeing Teller mines from Donniechan. He cancels them though. Again, another armored car moves in. And slowing down the rifle right there with some Gewehr 43 fire. Assault rifles closing in. Full retreat from Stephenn on that decision. And a Calliope barrage right there in return. Doing a bit of damage to the Panzergrenadiers. Even the armored car, but not quite fully killing something off. Do gain veterancy 1. Again, Panzergrenadiers do give a lot of veterancy as well, which is certainly something you have to be careful with. Going for the observation post, of course, having noted now that Stephenn has an observation post. A rifle squad getting caught there, but sticky bomb on the armored car. Still negative cover, and armored car down. Another armored car down for Donniechan and the 17th SS. They have lost, I believe, 4 by now. And getting 2 more, I think. Donniechan might be a bit keen on them. Perhaps you should consider spreading out a bit more. A bit more force variety. Slightly more diverse force composition. Perhaps something a bit more armoured, say something from the Panzer Support Command, something that rhymes with Panzer 4, like say a Panzer 4. And no, he insists on the armoured cars. Probably has to deal with the armoured car manufacturer. And there we go, assault rifle grenadiers moving in. And clearing out the rifle behind the Greyhound. Grenade loft, but not quite close enough. Sherman ready. And veterancy 3 riflemen. This is definitely a problem though for Donniechan. Particularly as the Panzergrenadiers are retreating right past them. Oh, managed to make it out of there. Sherman ready, but no real movements from it so far. Schwimmwagen down. And another Calliope barrage right on the armored car. Stephenn is quite intent on knocking out the Blighter. Not quite succeeding. Stephenn is definitely trying to push up here, but also hold on to these rather more specific vital resources. Where Donniechan largely just have to do a bit of harassment, but now he's actually moving in a larger force, shifting more towards the west now. He's feeling probably a bit more secure on the east. And looks like, oh, Stephenn is actually being a bit clever. He's waiting for 2 Sherman, so they're not so easily knocked out. That is, of course, you can't just, have 1 then, and then, of course, a anti-tank half-track disables it. But you can have 2, allowing the other one to continue on. Sherman arrives. Will they be able to save the riflemen? The veterancy 3 riflemen, loss of those would be absolutely catastrophic for the 4th Armoured. Armoured car sneaking in, hoping to get them, but no, don't quite manage it. Instead, running in front of the armoured car. I think a Panzer squad went down. Armoured car lost to the Shermans. A nice armoured push there, and of course, nice. No, not just pushing in with 1, but actually waiting for the second one, gaining a slightly better armoured push, which is sort of like, with the full Grenadiers, they work better with something else than rather on their own. And the Marder 3 could be going down, but remember, Donniechan still has the anti-tank gun. Field repairs. I do not agree with that one. He should have gone for Allied War Machine. He should have been able to replace those rather than just repairing them. I think that was actually a bit of a mistake right there, perhaps a misclick. And we know, of course, he has Allied War Machines, of course he went for the Calliope. So why he didn't go for that, but instead went for field repairs is beyond me. Calliope Barras joins in. Needs to perhaps clear out the anti-tank gun, but a Jagdpanther has arrived. From a schwere Panzerjäger-Abteilung. German out of control. Still no Allied war machine. I feel this is a tragic mistake. Oh dear, and I think he actually lost his Veterans Infantry Rifleman squad to the armored car roaming in his base. Oh, the tragedy. Sticky bomb there, though. But Stephenn's down to just a Calliope and a Rifleman squad. This is, oh, horrific. He is, of course, replacing, but again... Oh, and now he's gone for Allied war machine. Oh dear, I'm not entirely sure what's going on for Stephenn here. There must be some misclicks or something. But he's just wasted 200 munitions. Oh no. I would imagine Stephenn is perhaps a slightly bit pissed off, to put it mildly. Had he gone for that Allied war machine here rather than field repairs, he might have been looking a lot better. Still, that anti-tank gun that Donniechan recruited earlier is definitely paying off for him. And now, of course, for the Jagdpanther, which actually didn't really see a lot of action on the Eastern Front. Only in the last few months, it actually only arrived by late February. Which again only gave it about, what, 2 months. So to really do an effort right there, you'd be more likely to actually see the Ferdinand, which we do know is in the game. Although it's an upgraded variant, the Elephant. But not the Jagdpanther, that was not there. The Elephant had the exact same gun, the only difference was it actually had more armor. Though it was not sloped, which is a bit of a vital difference, of course. And the Jagdpanther was probably a bit faster. And overall better, in fact. Still. There you go. Tank destroyers now arriving. And with the Jagdpanther immobilized, this could work out nicely. Donniechan, of course, could be moving up his anti-tank gun to assist. Jagdpanther getting flanked already. Trying to use it, of course, as it was also a bit, I suppose, a heavy assault gun. At least that was actually how it was coined as well. In some ways, it's a bit technical, I'm afraid. And again, the Germans rather didn't go for the units that were just good at blowing up tanks. They actually wanted something that could fulfill multiple roles, not just dealing with armor, but infantry positions. And again, that was rather where the assault gun came in. It was the same thing, with their tanks. They didn't just make tanks that were good against infantry, they also made them good against armor, and vice versa. The Germans preferred more all-around armor, of course, still within roles, but still could handle multiple things. Which was rather what made their tanks so rather impressive compared to some of the Allied ones. Still, the Jagdpanther was a beast. Tank destroyer moving out. Another Calliope barrage. He's rather keen on getting that Jagdpanther misses though. He should probably move in both tank destroyers at a time. Nice move right there, but Donniechan is actually moving in to cover the retreat of the Jagdpanther. Nicely done, and a Rifleman squad moving up here, but it's going to get hunted down by 2 Panzer squads with assault rifles. Rather nasty automatic combination. And offensive veterans, Stephenn needs to retreat here or get off a grenade right in the middle of them. Oh, he was trying to hit the incoming path, but he failed. Now he just needs to retreat. Leave, Stephenn. Get away. He needs to get out of there. Come on, Stephenn. Way too slow, way too slow. He might, in fact, be losing this squad. No, looks like he's fortunate enough. He has to manage to replace all of his lost riflemen, well, the majority of them. Still, not necessarily the best handling up there. Tank destroyers need desperate repairs. Both, in fact, heavily damaged due to partly also that anti-tank gun covering the retreat of the lumbering Jagdpanther. And these Panzers just make short work of the riflemen with a bit of offensive and defensive veterans. In fact, 35 kills, a true assault unit. More Calliope fire. Right on the Jagdpanther, doing a bit of kill there. No, he just probably guessed. And since Stephenn again is a guy who actually streams, it would be a bit odd for him to actually do something like that. Schwimmwagen trying to get out of there, anti-tank and again in hiding into the shadows. And I do think we might be seeing expert repairs or not. A bit hard to determine. Lots of Panzergrenadiers repairing that Jagdpanther though. Stephenn gathering up in a force, but he doesn't have any engineers. He needs something to repair that tank destroyer. In fact, both of them. They're in absolutely no condition to fight either that, or he needs field repairs up, or is he just intending to throw them away with Allied War Machine? Goodness gracious. The excitement. Still that observation post is definitely helping him a bit. Points being resecured. Yeah, Panther ready again. In fact, Donniechan's forces are largely ready, and a mine goes off, penning a squad and sending it back. But I do think Stephenn needs to repair those tank destroyers, then he could probably knock out the Jagdpanther. And he also needs perhaps a Shem to deal with those assault grenadiers. You know, all those assault rifles are not too good for the health of his riflemen. More Calliope fire. Damaging nothing. Squad suppressed. And 2 squads of riflemen run off again. Simply too many assault rifles. And not enough suppressive fire. Tank destroyers perhaps looking to roll in. And again, needs to be careful. One shot and definitely one tank destroyers up in flames. Jagdpanther rolling in. Anti-tank and also moving up to support. As one Jagdpanther on its own is simply just going to get outmaneuvered and knocked out in short order.
The men are formed up, sir.
Engineers on their way. Excellent, excellent. Jagdpanther moving in, trying to catch those tank destroyers. Not quite managing it though.
New recruits.
Donniechan quite fond of his mines from his Schwimmwagen. Marder fleet to try and provide some more mobile anti-tank support for the Jagdpanther.
They're going after a fuel point. One of ours.
Where are the engineers? They ought to be repairing those tank destroyers. Bit quiet, a bit quiet, a bit quiet. And there we go, the assault pushes in. Right versus the veterancy fleet. Panzergrenadiers, grenade. Not close enough. Some suppressive fire I think would have been better, but there we go. Panzer squad run off.
Losing ground out here.
Could even be suffering some losses. Not quite, but there we go. Tanks was repairing. Another rifleman squad. Some armor could also work. You know, a Sherman, I think, just to mix it up. Squad here suppressed. In fact, pinned. Another mine. A nice push up here at the right flank. Calliope barrage to come his rifleman, but he's also hitting his own men. But there we go. Did a bit of damage to those German Krauts chaps. Although in fact technically the 17th SS were actually sort of recruited from ethnic Germans from Hungary and Romania.
Territory out of supply.
A lot of those ended up filling out the ranks of the SS of several divisions.
Get your kit and form up. Point captured.
Second supply upgrade, excellent, excellent. A bit slow though, a bit slower than it so far. Both sides trying to figure out what the other one is up to. Panzergrenadiers moving up.
We have a secure
Tank destroyer's almost ready. Took a bit of time though. Going in again for that munitions point.
We're ready to move in. Just give the order.
And rifle moving in to try and deal with these Panzergrenadiers and their Gewehr 43s.
Trying to take our territory.
Bergtiger up. This is good. That actually means that Donniechan can begin recovering his armored losses. Although there weren't actually any sort of thing like a Bergtiger. What they found was actually probably a demolition vehicle. Although, interestingly enough, there existed something close to it, the Berge Elephant. Apparently. Which was essentially, again, the Elephant, which is based on the Porsche attempt at a Tiger. So, something similar, I suppose. Could be something, of course, that armored car, anti-tank, again, providing nice support for the flanks and anything like that. And looks like Stephenn is getting ready for the assault. One engagement right here. 4 squads of Panzergrenadiers, 3 of them with assault rifles, 1 armored car, a Yak Panther Marder, and some other fun stuff. Calliope firing, doing a bit of damage for the anti-tank gun. Not quite decrewing it. Marder 3 moving in first. And getting discovered and leaped upon by the tank destroyers. Might be an idea for some Allied War Machine to at least minimize the losses. Allied War Machine, come on. No, he's going field repairs again. Is it a mistake or something like that? Then again, he might be trying to, of course, keep them alive. Again, I think it might work a bit better. Yak Panther moving in, mine goes off. But the anti-tank and those decrewed. Now he needs to actually deal with that Yak Panther if he wants to do anything. Quickly. Outmaneuver it, come on. Instead of lining up right in front of that high velocity 88mm gun, the same gun as the King Tiger. Panzergrenadiers are charging in, grenade goes off, no suppressive volley fire. I've been getting murdered. I think that was a bit of a mischance by Stephenn, and the rifleman squad actually went down. Yak Panther moving in, tank destroyers rolling in, trying to outflank. And I think Donniechan might actually have gotten anti-tank rifles now. Oh, squad down, and there we go. Allied War Machine up, but there's not necessarily anything to do with it, which could of course mean he's going to waste it. More Panzergrenadiers getting squished. And anti-tank, no, he only destroys the main gun. Might as well pull that and one end. Oh, and a Pershing arrives. The Pershing. The M26 Pershing. Taking on the Yak Panther. Donniechan has suffered a bit in the infantry department, but he needs to finish off that Yak Panther. Bergtiger can't really recover anything. And if, of course, Stephenn can now also recover that. Oh dear, Veterancy 3 on the tank destroyer. Schwimmwagen could be going down as well. Bergtiger taking heavy damage from the tank destroyers, in particular the Veterancy 3-1, which actually gains a damage bonus, amongst other things. Schwimmwagen down, Donniechan and the 17th SS are taking heavy losses. Although now calling in more Marders. A ton of Marders are being summoned up to try and stop this threat. Tank destroyers still need to get back. Although looks like he might be losing his Bergtiger, and there we go, out of control. And the tank destroyer went down field repairs again. He seems rather keen on it. Needs to be careful, in particular with this Veterancy 3 tank destroyer. Quickly, oh dear, he's going to lose it. Yes, indeed. Oh, what an absolute waste of a Veterancy 3 tank destroyer. He should have pulled that back. And again, no Allied War Machines, so that was just 2 tank destroyers more out the window. Panzergrenadiers suffering a bit to the Veterancy 1. Pershing still. I do not think that was a good move. Veterancy 2 on the Calliope, by the way. And I think that Pershing needs to get back and regroup. In the meanwhile, Stephenn needs to push up here, here, and here. He's got most of Donniechan's forces caught up in the base. It would be an excellent time to maneuver out with his, well, the remains of his army and begin just taking points away from Donniechan. Things are definitely a bit by a tether at the moment, but Stephenn certainly managed a bit of a comeback after that earlier grave loss, leaving him with only 2 units left. And that Calliope is far up. Oh dear, he's going to be losing that, isn't he? Mine goes off here again. Stephenn seems to be walking into that same goddamn mine every single time.
The enemy is stealing a victory point from beneath our noses.
I think a flak filling just went down or something else.
Enemy armor!
Or an infantry squad, who knows? Flak filling though could be going down. And tank destroyer rolls in. Calliope trying to get away. Anti-tank grenade, destroyed engine on the tank destroyer. What is the Calliope doing? Oh dear, oh dear. Tank destroyer out of control. Stephenn is not doing too fortunately. Lots of anti-tank grenade, but they fly too far. Not too far, but too short.
Upgraded power status. Tank destroyer waiting for the orders.
Anti-tank on recruit, but he hits a mine. Could it be a Schwimmwagen? Could it be a Teller mine? Anti-tank on those turning about. Calliope barrage in support. And it goes down, but the Marder arrives. It has found its prey. And the Calliope goes down. Sticky bomb on the Marder Flea though. Still, that man is quite a blow to Stephenn. Immobilized. Pershing making his way back home. Veterancy 2, by the way, that's excellent. If he had only retained that Veterancy 3 tank destroyer. Weapon supports in an arm, but the Marder 3 finally bites the dust.
We are losing ground.
Now Donniechan is the one short on units, down to 3 Panzergrenadier squads. A flak filling, one of the base ones of course, an armoured car, and his Marder 3. Very little left. More Marder 3s are on the way. More tank destroyers on the way, and of course if Stephenn was to get even one Sherman, that could basically mean game over for the Panzergrenadiers. Now, of course, he needs that Pershing repaired as quickly as possible. That's, by the way, a veterancy 3, which of course also means a damage bonus for that, which is definitely going to be a nightmare for Donniechan. Riflemen run off. Small push up here. Things are getting a bit more desperate for both at the end of their tethers. More Marders coming out for Donniechan. It's been some time. I've actually seen so many Marders in one fight. Moving out though. Tank destroyers could actually nicely outflank them, I think, in particular with the Pershing going up the centre. Although again, should be careful about that. Riflemen reinforcing. Taking points. Both players are largely equal in terms of victory points, in fact. There we go, one tank destroyer spotted. Both Marders are moving in, but all managed to get behind the Bocage. Just in time before the Marders open up with their Pack 40s. And one moves ahead. Both, in fact, now. But Pershing is almost ready. Marder 3 still need to be careful, and they go opening up on the barracks. Now, though, Stephenn is forced to react. With all he has. Barracks down. Come on, Stephenn, push. Field repairs, Allied War Machine, whatever you can get. Getting another tank destroyer. Come on, Stephenn. You're losing. Oh, already one tank destroyer down. Not quite sure what's going on with Stephenn. Sticky bombs on the flank. Allied War Machine. Then he goes for it. Come on, Stephenn. Timing matters in those matters. One tank destroyer going down, I think. Under Marder freeze it is. There we go. Sticky bombs on the other one. Tank destroyers moving on. One down and replaced, of course. And another one arrives, but of course there's also the armored car. There we go. Another Marder 3 bites the dust. With a, I don't know, umpteenth one arriving, and he's getting what? More Marder 3s, I think. Donniechan might be a bit too caught up. Had about a heads up for just a bit of a variety, but I know more armor, in fact. To also deal a bit with the infantry. But no, at least you don't. Stephenn now does have 2 more tank destroyers easily replaced. Another tank destroyer arriving. Another tank panther, I suppose. Panzerjäger. Panzergrenadiers getting caught. A bit outgunned, but they move through everything due to the light cover from all the cratering. Stephenn's infantry forced off with heavy losses. Marder definitely needs to be careful. Pershing, I mean. Where are the tank destroyers that need to roll in quickly? Quickly and not piecemeal, not piecemeal! Oh dear, Stephenn, what are you doing? You're sending them one at a time!
Vehicle has been destroyed in action.
Marder though went down. Armor car also went down. Down to a very bare minimum. More Marders on the way. Come on, Stephenn, push. And all 3 victory points actually in the hands of Donniechan, meaning that Stephenn is actually quickly getting drained. He needs to counterattack. He needs to retake points. And then we've got another Marder 3 lost. I have absolutely no idea how many Donniechan has lost at this stage, but he just keeps at it. That's wrong. But Stephenn needs to retake all of these 3 victory points as quickly as possible. In fact, let's go look at him again. Oh dear, he actually needs to also retake points. He's so low he could actually just train a ton of units if he could just get the population for it. So quickly, just retake that point and this one and start, draining your opponent. But the 46 kill Panzergrenadier squad is in the way. 47, 49. Suppressive volley, good. Grenade, Granate. Pinned down, in fact. Grenade, 1 down. Veteran T2 for the rifleman. Come on, go for the points. Swiftly, Stephenn, swiftly. You have managed to pretty much beat Donniechan back in a rather spectacular comeback, but now you need to sort of finish the job and retake the points and call in as many goddamn units as possible. Tank destroyer down though. Pershing still not fully repaired. Come on, Stephenn. Schnell.
Ready to fight, sir.
Armored car, tank destroyer. Just don't forget the point. Don't forget the point. You can reconnect all of this, which basically means a ton of resources, and more particularly a ton of things you can actually then train again. This is getting very dangerous for either player, but in particular Stephenn, since he's the one with the least victory points. But on the other hand, Donniechan is the one with the fewest units left.
We have a threat to our victory point.
More Panzergrenadiers, 2 Marders again. Pershing again, not really repaired. 2 tank destroyers rolling in.
Forward supply.
Panzergrenadiers moving up. Marder down. Oh, we might be seeing anti-tank grenade. And he's at the stage where he can throw 2 at a time with 1 squad. Another Calliope. Pershing out of control. And a Calliope barrage. Misses everything. Again, I fear the response from Stephenn has not been quite spot on. Armor coming in to deal with some Panzergrenadiers down right here. I'm advancing up. And of course he's using his armor car to actually take points. He can do that with the armored doctrine. 4th armor though is taking heavy losses, but so are the Panzergrenadiers. They've lost quite a bit of the Panzerjäger Abteilung. They've also lost a lot of men, a lot of vehicles, and a Jagdpanther.
We're losing a strategic sector.
Wheels and grease ready to go.
Greyhound mounts could be laid down to try and make things more difficult for Donniechan and his Panzergrenadiers. Engineers getting suppressed and gunned down. In fact, oh, never mind.
The men are formed up, sir.
Oh well, let's just beat this little bit up and back again. Greyhound moving in. Armored car, tank destroyer moving in.
Too hot. Taking fire.
More anti-tank grenades. Perhaps Donniechan should consider investing at least in a Panzer strike upgrade or two. Would be a bit more accurate, a bit more problematic for Stephenn to deal with. There we go. Another martyr lost. There's been so many martyrs lost. It's a martyr massacre.
We're losing ground out there.
A calliope right into the base of Donniechan. Getting rid of damage to some buildings, but nothing quite getting knocked out. The Panzer is safely tucked in between buildings. Squad's getting
Ready to go.
run down, going for another victory point, but again, Donniechan going for the other.
That means victory location captured.
Getting more tank destroyers, you might want to consider getting a Sherman to at least deal with the Panzer squads on a slightly more regular basis. Slightly more violent basis as well. And we're actually seeing something going on in the Kampfgruppe Company. What could it be that Donniechan is now going for? He's definitely trying to sort of shake things up, trying to sort of avoid the stalemate currently with the one which is actually not working out in his favour. Although again with the infantry, which again rather seems to be the problem for Stephenn right now. He can't deal with Donniechan's infantry very well, which is actually quite a problem when you think about it. Another armoured car on the way.
We're losing ground out there.
Well, let's just speed this up a bit. Telemines being laid down, that's lovely.
We have territory out of
Victory
supply.
points being retaken.
We're losing ammunition. We're down to 25 points. Forward supply line.
More assault rifles, and there we go. One heck of a push from Stephenn and the 4th Armoured Division charging their way. Grenades through the windows. Panzergrenadiers being forced out into the open and gunned down. But what is this? Tank buster heavy infantry. The Panzerjäger arrives with several Panzerschrecks to knock out the armies.
We have territory out of supply.
And there we go. One piece of bomb already done, probably to a telemine though. They can pretty much knock out Greyhounds instantly. Calliope barrage protecting here, but not really supporting the main push. And there we go. Assault rifles tearing into the infantry again without much support. Tank buses getting crushed. Veterans free for this tank destroyer, by the way. Armored car moving up. Tractor support. Oh dear, gets off the tank grenade, but also gets crushed at the same time. Another one down. Another one bites the dust. 6 points left for Stephenn. Come on, Stephenn, focus on the victory points. Lay down some mines, some wires, something. Get something to deal with all the infantry. I suspect you might be seeing more Panzergrenadiers because you can't deal with those. Again, Stephenn has now is so heavily focused towards dealing with martyrs and everything else like that he's actually going to be largely unready for a larger infantry force from Donniechan again. In particular with numerous Panzergrenadiers to try and knock out his tank destroyers. And that could be the end for Stephenn.
Counting down.
Victory location is all army now.
There we go, charging in there with a bit of assault rifle and BAR. Going for the victory point there. Again, he just needs a bit more. Just needs to secure 2 for just, well, a second. And he's got Stephenn where he wants him.
Our forces are taking casualties.
And very close, very close. Tank destroyer down, of course. And there we go, GG from Stephenn. GG from Donniechan. More tank destroyers down. The 4th Armoured has suffered the loss. And there we go, game over. A loss to the Americans, a victory for the 17th SS, although a dearly cost bought one, and certainly it went a lot of ways. I mean, several times throughout the game you think, oh, Donniechan's going to win. No, Stephenn's going to win. Donniechan, Stephenn, make up your mind. And now, of course, in the end, Donniechan did win, but only because Stephenn had rather managed to place himself in such a way he was ready to sort of counter the armor, but he was not ready to counter the infantry at all. He did not really have a good force composition by the end, and Donniechan was easily much able to shift over and pretty much just knock out Stephenn from the match. The problem for Stephenn was partly the force composition. It was partly those accidents he made when they were getting either field repairs when he should have gone for Allied War Machine and vice versa. But also I think ultimately he might have benefited early on much more greatly from airborne with some strafing runs. Some anti-tankers being dropped in airborne might actually much more effectively lock down Donniechan early on and probably handed a victory for Stephenn right there, though again that is of course a matter of personal opinion. But there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this cast. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers and thanks for all the subscriptions.